Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
But, but they do just the bridging part of it.
Ah, okay.
And just for their training, you never guess how much.
I bet it's a lot because this is a really, really popular thing to do right now. So I would guess in the thousands.
$4,000.
Yep. Yeah. This class right here, getting you guys ready to do chatbots inside Builderall. It's easy. I had someone message me the other day. They were like, Shelly, you're easily doing a class that you could charge $2,000 per person. So me getting to spend like 7 days with you guys and teaching you chatbots and the importance of chatbots and how to set up a chatbot, it's easily a couple of $1,000s worth of training. So I'm super excited that I get to get you guys that training, so you don't have to spend that money. You're already paying that money when you pay Builderall. So that's absolutely fabulous. That's
no, you can sell it. You can sell setting them up now.
Yes, you absolutely can sell setting them up. That's thousands of dollars to set them up, and then thousands of dollars to get training as well. Chatbots are really, really big right now. So, this is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So today we're going, hey, Arlie, hey, everybody. I'm so glad you're here and giving up part of your Saturday just to be with me. But we are going to go over chatbots some more today, but we're going to kind of redirect a little bit. What I've been showing you is how to create these things as individual flows. And the main reason I wanted to do that is so you could see me jumping out and then jumping back in so that you see the path that these people can take. Now we're going to do something that's a little bit harder, okay? Because I want you to be able to use that workflow. So we're going to recreate the entire chatbot that we did these past couple of days, but I'm not going to do it in any new flows or create any flows that you kind of jump out and jump back in. We're going to do it all in steps, just steps, okay? But it's very one-dimensional, right? It's very flat. When you look at it, it's really hard to see what's happening. That's why I wanted to show you jumping out and jumping in so that you guys could see that so clearly that when we do it today, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's when we've made a whole other workflow. And so we technically jump out and then we jump back in. So I'm going to teach you how to jump out of steps and jump back in, okay? Even though we're not going out anywhere. To me, this is one of the hardest parts, is understanding that even though it's in a straight line that we're going to work with today, we're actually kind of going in different directions. Okay, so that's why this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Arlie?
Yes, I just want to ask you a quick question. Just how much can you charge for a chatbot, Shelly?
A basic chatbot, honestly, a basic chatbot can start at $500, and then the more that you put in there, the more you charge.
How do you define what is simple and what is like more complex elaboration? Like,
here's the way I measure it. Okay, I'm not going to charge anybody less than $100 an hour. That's my lowest rate that I will take. So when you put a basic chatbot together, it shouldn't take you more than 5 hours to do that. Okay. And that's pretty generous.
So a basic, yeah, but you said like a basic chatbot is minus 5 hours.
Yeah, about 5 hours of work.
Yes, which means there is not more than one flow into it. Just at least one flow. It's when you get it start to have many flows, then you paying, like, just for you to have an idea, you make the amount regarding the amount of flows that you're gonna have, or
it's not really a matter of the number of flows. It's a matter of how long does it take you to sit down, draw it out, map it out, work with the customer, decide what's going to be in there, and then actually build it. The building part, it won't take you that long once you actually get the structure. The building part actually doesn't take that long. To me, the hardest part is sitting down and doing the actual flow of how everything's going to work on paper. Because again, you always want to build it before you actually build it on paper, before you actually build it inside.
So you can build it yourself and send it to the person, or you have to build it in the person area? like in his
what
own
I
back
would do,
office?
what I would do with the customer is when you start planning these things, you have it, you'll always have that m.me link in your whatever Facebook page that you have. So just flip out, instead of your regular flow for that Facebook page, you can attach this new one so the customer can see it. So you can constantly be unattaching chatbots and reattaching chatbots so that they can actually see the chatbot working. Do you see what I'm saying? I would have my own.
No, like if you attach it to your account, then it's a bit tricky because.
Well, remember I sent you my m.me link?
Yeah.
So that could have been Shelly's test page, right? Shelly's Facebook test page.
Yeah.
And then every time I have a new bot that I'm building, I just connect that new bot to that page, and then the customer can actually check it. And I can have Shelly's test page 1, Shelly's test page 2, Shelly's test page 3. I can be testing 5 bots at one time for 5 customers by having 5 Facebook pages and then attaching those bots so that the customer could be constantly testing those. You wouldn't probably have more than 5 active customers.
Just so I understand, I missed a part. So you have to do it on the customer account.
You're going to just.
But if you want to attach it, but how are you going to attach the pages if it's not your account? That's my question.
You will not attach it to a website yet. You will not have to attach it to a website yet.
I understand what you're talking about. What you do is be a manager of their page. And while you're doing the chatbot, you can be the manager of their page.
No, you don't have to be manager of the page. That's
administrator.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
You just build your own pages. You can have as many Facebook pages as you want. You can. I have a lot. So
but I don't understand. How can you build it for someone else if you have it and you own it? Because you have to attach it to a page. So maybe I just miss a part.
Because they don't own it yet. They don't own that chatbot yet. You're still building it. While it's in test mode, attach it to your Facebook page, just a test page.
So I create just a page, a test page in Facebook. I call this page as a test page chatbot.
Yep. There you go.
I got it. Okay, I was missing.
And then you can.
I was like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
It's so simple.
It's okay.
It's Saturday afternoon. So
I know, right? We're not supposed to be working this hard.
I was like, how?
So yeah, I can have like Shelly's test page 1, Shelly's test page 2, Shelly's test page 3, and then I can attach chatbots to it so that that person can constantly be seeing it as I'm building it. Because then all I have to do is give them that m.me link, and they'll have access to it, and they can see it as I'm building it. And then once we get it done and they like it, then we can talk about switching over and putting it on their account and on their website.
I got it. Thank you so much.
Are we going to find that out on how to switch it over?
Yeah, it's easy. You just go into that automation area. Remember where we connected it? We connected it using the automation area, and we went to the reply rules, and we went to the welcome message. Those are the 2 things you change to be able to make it access.
Okay.
You got it? Easy peasy, nice and breezy. That's the way we like it. Yeah.
Shelly, I created an app test page just for that purpose, to be able to communicate what I'm doing with people that want to have that service done for them, and also to teach a team. Now, my question is that once we share something like that, and I know we have m.me that we can share with a person, they can see it done. Do they have to have a build all account for us to share, send that to them if they decide they want it, they want that service, or could they just use that on Facebook?
You can actually, now that one, I'd have to know for sure if we could give people administrator permission to your Facebook page, right? So for your customer's Facebook page, we'd have to have a role of administrator for someone, which would be the bot creator, so that they can actually connect it, because you have to log into Facebook to connect it.
Right.
So that's the next challenge. I think that when you're in Builderall and you're building chatbots, you can only connect to one Facebook account. You can't have like multiple accounts that you can connect with. So my thoughts are that you would have to have a separate Builderall account at the $49.90 level to be able to connect to a new account, and then and install their chatbot onto their Facebook Messenger on their page and their website. Now, if you're just doing it for their website, then, well, you'd still have to have access to their page.
You see, that's what I was wondering. If someone wanted that service done for them, does that service have to be hosted on our Builder account, or do they have to have their own Builder account and we transfer it to them once we finish building?
Yeah, I think that that's gonna, I may have to play with that a little bit, because that's still what I'm hazy on, because I haven't built any chatbots for customers yet. So okay. I've owned all the pages that I've built for. So I will investigate that a little bit more tonight, and I'll give you some definite answers tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You can build mine and transfer it to me. I will volunteer for that. Just a thought to help out.
Sure, I'll just add that to my plate of things, Karen.
Could the owner change their password long enough for you to install it, and then they could change their password again?
I'm sure that they probably could. Yeah, that's a typical way that I get my customers to do things is put a temporary password in that you give to me, and then once I'm done doing everything I need to do, let's change the password. But the problem is that that doesn't work so well with Facebook. Once your password changes, the connection breaks. And I know in the Facebook auto post, it will stop posting. So I'm not sure if you change the password in chatbot, if it'll stop connecting to Facebook and doing the chatbot. My guess is probably yes, because it has to be logged into Facebook to be able to do all the things that it does. So what happens when you change the password is now it's no longer connecting to Facebook, because it has to have that username and password connection to be able to do what it does. So if that password changes, it's going to lose connection. That's happened to me a few times. Where, have you guys ever gotten that message that says Facebook thinks you've been hacked, and it pops right up on Facebook and it says you need to change your password, and then it goes through and says, did you post this, did you do this, did you join this, did you accept this person as a friend, and you verify everything, and then you change your password. Well, once you do that, everything you're connected with in Builderall, the Facebook auto poster and the Facebook auto answer, and so that means the chatbot too, everything disconnects. You have to go back in there and actually refresh everything to connect everything again. Okay, so my guess is that even if you had the username and password of the person, they wouldn't be able to go in and change it because it would disconnect everything. But the other prevailing issue is I don't think you can connect multiple Facebook accounts to your chatbot, right? Because right now I'm logged in as me. So everything I do is connecting to my Facebook and everything that it's supposed to be doing. If I log out and try to log in as another user, none of my chatbots are connected. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure, because my gut feeling is that if you actually create a Builderall chatbot for someone, they're going to have actually have their own Builderall account to host it on, because you can't connect to multiple Facebook accounts with the chatbot. It handles all of my Facebook accounts, or sorry, all of my Facebook pages in my account. But if I try to connect to another account, all of my chatbots that I'm currently connected will disconnect. All right, so let's go ahead.
I'm still, Shirley, I'm still a little bit puzzled. Trying to wrap my head around everything what we just went over. So that the solution would be, because I'm creating a temporary test page on my Facebook account, number one. Number two, what I'm getting, you just said that it would be ideal to have another 4990 account, right? And connect that to that particular page. So now I'm now step 3 would be, I'm done. I talked to the client, he paid for it, we agreed, blah, blah, blah. How do I give him? I should give him this account then, the 4990, give him this account, but it's still on my temporary page here. So that's connected to my Facebook. So how does that become his, or it would never become his?
That's where you actually, we've got the ability to share. So that's where you would create the 4990 account and then share that bot with that account, and then finish the process of setting him up on his Facebook account and then connecting. Does that work?
That Facebook page is my page, correct? I'm just, I have the temporary page, additional page on my account. Great, number one. Number two, I get the account, the second account, paid account. So far, so good. Now, I gotta give the page to the person, or I just connect this account to his own page now, and it's all done. Is that, I'm missing a link there.
No, here's what'll happen is the one that's connected to your page, right? The bot that's connected to your page, you're just gonna disconnect it so it's not connected anymore.
Okay.
And then you're gonna share that bot to his account.
Okay.
And then once we get it on his account, now we can connect it to his Facebook. And it will stay connected because that account is specifically for his Facebook.
I see. Okay. Got it now.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We'll have to bounce it around a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's typically what you have to do anyway when you're kind of building websites, when you're building mobile apps. You do like a test area first before you ever actually give it to the client and say it's live and ready to go.
Okay. Got it.
Evelyn? You're welcome. Evelyn?
So, in order to transfer the chatbot, they have to have a Builderall account?
Yes, they'll have to have a Builderall account. And then, of course, their Facebook account. Because I don't think you can host it, multiple Facebook accounts on one Builderall account. Because let me kind of show you, Evelyn. I'm going to share my screen here.
I need that too. I'm missing something.
Okay, so if I go into my apps and Facebook chatbot, it's actually open already. When I go to the home screen, let me move this right here. Do you see right here, Facebook logout? I'm logged in to Facebook. I'm actually logged into Facebook. So if I log out, every single chatbot I have connected right now will disconnect. I can only log into one Facebook account on my Builderall account. So if I'm going to do a chatbot for somebody else, who has a different Facebook account, it's not my Facebook account, then I'd have to disconnect mine to be able to connect to theirs, which disconnects all of my chatbots. So all I'm going to do for my customer is build it on my account with one of my pages to test it. And then once it's built, they get a Builderall account that has the 4990 because the chatbot's only in that account. Then I'm going to transfer that chatbot to them and then connect to their Facebook account so that that chatbot is now connected to them. Karen?
Okay, so we have 3 businesses. So we have 3 fan pages plus our personal pages. So at least 5 pages. If we want a chatbot on each of them, we're going to have 5 4990 accounts.
Do you have all of those pages in the same Facebook account? Or
no.
Are they do you log in one time to Facebook, or do you have to re-log in every time?
I think one of them, I think there's at least 3 logins, maybe 4. One I'm pretty sure is connected, but I don't know whose it's connected to, and that's the first one we ever did. and the other ones I'm not real sure of. But so as long as it's connected with those Facebook accounts, it would be different chatbots on each of them?
Yeah, you can have different chatbots on each page. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
But still logged in.
Yeah, every time you have to log into Facebook, that means another $49.90 account.
Okay, and so it can't be any other level. It has to be the top level.
Yeah, it has to be the top level. The chatbot is only available on the business level.
Okay, and then that's the one that's changing in July to like $79.90 or whatever. So if they want to host it, either we have to have one that we host it for them and charge them to host it, and we can only do one, but we can do on that same one that we're doing a chatbot, we could do other people's websites, but then they can't have chatbots.
Well,
I mean, we can have 15 websites, but only one of those people gets a chatbot.
If they're connecting to their Facebook account, yes, because they have to have a separate account.
Okay, so only Facebook, but if the chatbot's on their website, we can still host that and their chatbot with their website.
Yeah, but you yourself would have to create a Facebook page on your own account because it has to connect to Facebook.
Okay.
Whether it's on your account or they have a completely different Builderall account and it connects to Facebook from there. The one key factor is connecting to Facebook. Right?
Because it's going through Messenger.
Exactly. So if we can't connect to Facebook, we can't do the chatbot. It's impossible.
So I would have to have their fan pages attached to my fan page or my account in order to host for them with their website and their chatbot and their Facebook and basically host everything for them.
Yeah, the only thing I don't know is if we can get admin privileges to make that page pull into our account. That's the only thing I don't know.
I mean, if we're creating it from scratch, then obviously we've got it because we created it. But if they ever leave us, I mean, we've got them hogtied every which way to Sunday.
Well, I mean, not really. They could just create their own new fan page. It's not hard.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm saying that even if, okay, so now they get their own Builderall account. They say, I don't want you to host anymore. I want to do my own thing now. And they get all excited about Builderall. Now we move them off. I don't know if I can disconnect their fan page from my.
Yeah, you can disconnect their fan page. It's just a matter of going into the automation and just, deleting that reply and then changing the welcome message.
So they could do it temporarily with us until they feel comfortable and then move off onto their own, but it is whatever price is the highest price at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Edison, go ahead.
Okay, hello to everyone. All right, Shelley, concerning, whether building of chatbots for people, what I can say is that the Builderall platform, as long as you have administrative privileges for instance, website page, or their web page rather, not web page, sorry, their Facebook page, it can in fact be brought onto your Builderall chatbot.
Good. I just wanted to make absolutely sure, because you can give people admin privileges on a page, but I don't know. I've never tried that to be able to pull in.
So what I can say to you is that I do have a page that is not my page. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the page approved as yet, but I can go. It's right there in Builderall that I can actually pull it up and do anything on it. So I'm speaking from experience.
Okay, fabulous. That's the unknown piece that I didn't have.
So what it comes down to is simply to ensure if you're doing something for a client, they will need to give you administrative privileges, because as you rightly say, Facebook connects to the page, but you must have administrative privileges, which tends to suggest that it's like if you own it, okay, your mission, to give all the privileges. So once you have administrative privileges, you're managing that page for someone, or they just simply give you an admin privilege, then you can have it run from your your chatbot?
So the need, then based on what Edison is saying, the need to have a separate $49.90 account isn't there. You can actually do it completely on your account as long as you have admin rights to whatever Facebook page that you got, whether you own it or somebody else owns it and they give you admin rights. And then you have the ability to pull that in and it stays connected to whatever chatbot you make. So technically you can create the chatbots. You can charge whatever you want to charge to make it, and then charge whatever you want to charge to actually host it as well. And chatbots are something that I would charge monthly to host, just like a website, because you're gonna have to make sure it's maintained. There's gonna be times when you have to go in and reconnect things because it's not working right. You have to click that little green little arrow circle thingy, right, to refresh and make sure it works. So there's a lot of work involved with maintaining, especially if you have a lot, things like chatbots, because you just got to make sure everything's working right. And every once in a while, you'll have changes that have to be made to the chatbot. And when you do that and you set up a client like that, then you want to make sure that you're charging monthly. You give them maybe an hour of work a month that you'll work on the chatbot if they need anything changed. But anything after that hour, you'll charge $100 an hour to fix it. So it's funny because to me, in my mind, you're never really working for the front end price of what you put on your chatbot. You're really working to get that residual monthly payment of hosting the chatbot. And I do the same thing. I do that exact thing with my mobile apps and my websites. I charge on the front end to build it, but to me, what I'm really looking for is that recurring income every month. Okay. Evelyn?
When we created the chatbot, we have to submit that, what do you call that, messaging?
Yes, subscription messaging.
So after it was approved, after laying out all the flows and all the messages in the chatbot, is there still another step to submit it to Facebook for approval?
No, they don't want to actually see your chatbot. They just want you to reassure them that you're not going to abuse the subscription messaging features.
So that's the last time that we will request.
Yep. Yeah, once you're approved, you're approved. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully all of you guys have gotten approved by now. You should be, if we submit it by Tuesday, you hopefully should be approved. Aurelie says no. Hadassah says no. Shawana says no.
I'm working. I'm trying to work with the wording.
Yeah. Just keep
the wording is not good.
Keep working on it, and you'll get it. Tyree, do you have a question?
Yes, I have not gotten approved, so I'm probably going to have to take Facebook out to lunch.
Or just reword it and submit it again, and you'll get it. It's just a matter of retrying and retrying again. That's all.
Now, we were speaking about if you can do something to create a chatbot. I'm not along with what Edison said. I'm not an originator of a page that was created, but I am an administrator. Now, I have administrative privileges. I didn't have it at first, so I couldn't do anything, but now I have administrative privileges, and I'm in the back office of my build all back office right now, and it gives me the ability to do everything I want to do.
Fantastic.
The only thing it is on the welcome message, it was saying it required a two-step authentication. But other than that, I can create everything now that I'm an administrator.
Fantastic. So that reassures me then that whatever we do with our own pages, we can also do with other people's pages as long as we have that admin privilege. So that's fabulous.
Yes, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's just absolutely incredible. And then also, I think that somebody was asking, we have 15 domains. Does that mean we only have 15 chatbots? No, yeah. I think we can actually create as many as we want to. I don't think there's a limit on the number of chatbots we want to create. We can just keep creating and creating and creating. Joanna?
I understand that we probably could make a lot of chatbots, but if we're connecting them the way that Edison is saying, where they're coming into our account, isn't that like a website? So wouldn't it be limited to 15?
No, I don't think so. Because
No?
what you're actually doing when we talk about the 15, we're talking about 15 domains. So it's not, you're not really connecting a domain to Builderall when you're building a chatbot. So there's no limit. We can make as many as we want to. I have not seen a limit on the chatbots yet.
Okay.
Edison, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to add a little bit to what the discussion. And so one of the advantages we have from what I understand about Builderall is the fact that you can have as many Facebook pages as you want on Builderall. As compared to people like ManyChat, you do have to pay after a certain amount, okay? It's like, I think it's like about $15 because at one time I was sort of, that's where I started with ManyChat. I did have a free account, but it allowed you up to like 500, I think, contacts, and then you start paying. And each page that you open, you have to pay. So this is one of the great things about Builderall. So I'm making a plug for Builderall here. And it's an excellent point that you're getting all of this great value and it doesn't cost you a dime more. And I think that's really fantastic.
Fabulous. Dominic had a question too. He said that he was told that he was not allowed to host a client's website. This is not really a chatbot issue, it's a website issue. But Dominic, when we first started Builderall, we were not allowed to host other people's websites. It was not allowed. You were not allowed to build for another person and put it on your account. But that has changed. That has changed as of about June 27th of 2018. And what they've done is they've allowed us to become an agency if we want to. So now we can host other people's websites if we want to, but that's why the domain number is limited to 15. Because you can only host 15. So if you want more than that and you're a web agency and you're building websites, you're going to pay $3 per domain per month to be able to host another domain on your website. Okay?
But
Shawana, go ahead.
Sorry. So if we wanted to do something, say like how Waseli has the chatbot, what do you call them, templates. How does that work?
Actually, I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes.
Well, when I say how does that work, I more meant like in giving it, the customer getting it, or you giving it, selling it to the customer.
Yeah, like say, for example, the chatbot that we built here in class. Let's say that it was the bomb diggity, which it is not, but we're going to pretend like it's the bomb diggity. And I was like, man, this is worth some money. I'm going to sell this to Builderall users so they can actually put it in their account and use it on any website they want to. Well, what I could do is actually sell it, and then I use either the public, put it out to the public, or I share it. I can do either one of those. So let me jump in and show you what I mean by that. Let me see. So here are our flows. And we'll go into this one right here. And I've just got it in one single flow. Everything that we did yesterday and the day before, I put it in one single flow. And that one single flow, I've got the ability to export it and give it to someone, and then they can import it. So that's one method. I can also share it. So I can click this one and choose which page I want to do. And here's the share link for it. So I can share it. And then I can also publish it to make it available to the public. And if I click publish, there's the published name and the description, and I can actually publish it so that other people can see it. When we click this import public flow, when I click that, you can see that there's 3 of them right now. There's a, that looks like a Portuguese one. There's the team onboarding Builderall business and the Builderall lead generation chatbot. I think that team onboarding is the newest one that Wasili did that complies with the changes that they've made in the way you can advertise. So you can actually create a public flow and let everybody have access to it, or I can just export it and then let a new customer or a new person that paid for it import it, and they can import it into their account and make whatever changes they want to make to it and then attach it to their Facebook page and website. So there's several ways that we can actually share it. Okay. Yes. Everybody, you guys are all kind of looking like, whatever, Shelly, whatever.
No, just a question, Shelly.
I think, Shelly,
I was thinking at the same time.
Everybody's asking questions about everything that they haven't done yet. And I think if we just allow you to finish the training, then we can decide, and we all finish a chatbot, then you can tell us what we can do.
I think that's probably a fabulous idea.
Yeah,
I hate to leave you guys hanging because I know there's so many questions. But one of the next things we're going to do is a little complicated. So I want to make sure that you guys are mentally ready. We're going to have to do a little bit of mental gymnastics.
Just before you start, Shelly, I just want to know, is there a way, as I know that someone have asked this question yesterday, I don't know if you did answer, maybe it's Edison, I don't know. Is there a way to make a copy of a bot or not yet?
That I guess that would be exporting it. And then if you want to make a copy, import it.
You export your bot into somewhere and then you retake it and then it makes a copy.
Yep.
Fabulous. Merci.
Sure. Evelyn?
Okay.
So maybe we can have a privilege, the regular attendees can have the privilege of having a copy of what we have done.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. When we're all done, end of day 7, I'll be glad to export whatever we've gotten done and get it to you guys so you can import it.
If you want a bot in French, I can export a French bot to anyone.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions, burning questions before we get started, you guys?
I will translate it to Filipino.
Fantasmo. That would be fantastic. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what we're going to do today. And all I've done is I took everything that we did that I had you kind of bouncing out and bouncing back in. And again, the reason I did that is because I want you to see it like what is happening when you're going through those flows. Today, I'm going to show you the entire flow that we did where we had them bouncing into another flow, then bouncing back in, then bouncing out, then bouncing back in. I'm going to show it to you in one single flow. And in that flow, there's multiple steps. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. So I'm going to go to my flows. And there's our Team Awesome bot that we've been working on for the past couple days. This time, I'm going to show you the Team Awesome bot number 2. So I'm going to click that. My nose is itchy. And notice that inside here, I've only got one flow. There's one single flow, and that's it. And this flow is going to have all the things that we did before, but it's going to be just like stacked one on top of the other. So I'm going to click Edit. And notice that I've got a step list. And on this step list, I've got my introduction group of steps, my main menu group of steps. Or sorry, these are all steps. So we'll say group of elements. Gosh, this is hard. So introduction has a group of boxes. Main menu has a group of boxes. New member has a group of boxes. Affiliate information has a group of boxes. And team resources, and then contact information. So let's take a look at each individual one. And I want you to think in terms of what's happening with the user. So I've got the introduction, and remember that I've got my little Team Awesome image. Welcome to Team Awesome. You can use this chatbot to learn more about Builderall. And then I've got an introduction to me, and then thank you for choosing Team Awesome, and then continue. So that's exactly the same thing as we had before. But when we click continue, we sent them out to another flow. This one actually goes to just a different step. Okay. So I'm going to go back up there, and there's my main menu step. So when I click that, here's the main menu, and it says, please choose the options from the options below to get started with Builderall, new members, affiliate info, and team resources. Okay, so that's the only thing that's in this step is this one box. And there, if they pick new members, they'll go to this area. So if I click new members, here's what is available in the new member area. So it says welcome, and I actually added a little image. And then it says, please choose from the following options. And then I had all the options listed right here with, of course, a button to go back to the main menu. When I click that main menu, it's going back to the step. It's not going out into another flow. It's going to a step, and that step is the main menu step. The same thing.
Can you choose the step you want to send it back to?
Yes. Let me scroll down here. So main menu. So right there, go to step, and that's the name of the step.
That's the name of the step. I didn't see it. Thank you.
Yeah, I always try to name everything so I know exactly what it is. So that would be the new member step. Remember, on the main menu, there's also a button for affiliate information. So if I click that, this is all the information that's available in the affiliate information area. And then, of course, I have a main menu so they can get back up. If I click that, there is going to step, and it's the main menu step. And then I'll click save.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And then right here from the main menu, we can go to team resources. So if I click that, there's our team resource information, and I did not fill that out yet. So if I go into my ChatBot, I'm just going to copy exactly what I had for team information. So let me find that. Team resources. There we go. There's team resources. And all I have is a little image. So I'm going to go into that area and add the image. And so it needs to be actually a message with image. So I'll click that. It put the new box at the bottom, and I actually want this one, the first thing. So I'm just going to click this arrow, and it's going to go up to the top. So now it's the top box. So I need to type in, please choose an option to continue. So I will do that. Please choose an option to continue. And then right here, I want it empty. I don't have anything in there. So I'm going to use my unicorn space. Just like that. And, and then I'm going to click choose file. And this one is team resources. So I'm going to add that image, and I'm going to click save. And now I can start setting up my buttons. So let me go back and see what my buttons are. I've got team checklist, team success stories. Let's put those in. So team checklist. And I'm just going to click save because I don't have a place for that to go yet. And team success stories, and save. And then the next one is team Facebook groups and team support. So team Facebook groups. And I need more buttons. So I'm going to just take this box that has text and buttons. Going to get rid of the text, so I'm going to use my unicorn space, just like that, and save changes, and then add my buttons. And the next one is team support and contact. So team support. Okay. And contact. And I'm just going to put contact Shelly. That way they know it's contacting me. And the next one is bonuses and web resources. And I need another set of buttons. So I'm going to do another box that's got a unicorn space. Ooh, yeah, neat. And save. And this one is web resources and main menu. So I need 2 buttons. And we'll do web resources. Just like that. And then on this one, it's the main menu. And for this one, we know we have the step ready already. So I'm going to just say go to step, and then main menu step, and then save. And now I've actually got all of my buttons in there, right? And I've got another step right here, contact information. And if you remember, that team resources has a button that is contact Shelly. So right here is my contact information, and I put it in there. We did that last night. And so now I have like everything in there except for putting in all the links for the buttons for each one of the buttons that we made in the new member affiliate information and team resources. So that one's actually ready to go for us to take a look at in the messenger window. So do you see how different this is when we go through and put them all in the same steps? It's very, very different. And you need to be understanding when you're building this that like with the main menu, they're jumping out of this step and going into this step. So what's going to happen is when I get into that step, I need to figure out a way to get them out of that step and either back so they can go a different path or into another direction so they can keep going. Because at the end of this step, if I don't have anything, they'll just get stuck there. Okay? Is that making sense? Okay, so you can build everything in the same window using steps, but you have to understand that there's a lot of paths going around. So you have to understand how your paths are set up. Okay. The one thing that that we cannot do is actually reorder these steps. Do you see right here? I can't click and drag this down. I can't click and drag that up. That's the most frustrating part of having it all in one window is once you put a new step in there, you can't like rearrange where it's at in this menu. So you have to, I'll show you in a few minutes why that's frustrating. But anyway, now that we've built all this, I want to go in and look at the interactive flow builder because now I can use this because my whole chatbot is in one flow. So I'm going to click on it. And now it's going to give me a picture of what it looks like. And you see all these lines right here. All these lines are exactly where that chatbot is going. So on this one, if I scroll up, you notice that there's a continue button. That continue is connected, if you follow it, to the main menu right here. And then if you click new members, there's a line there that takes you to the new member menu. And then if you click affiliate information, there's a line there that takes you down to affiliate information. If you click team resources, there's a line there that takes you down, all the way down to team resources. So that is a really neat graphical way to look at your funnel, or sorry, your chatbot. But to me, it's tricky because if you scroll in this window, it makes it bigger and smaller. And if your chatbot's really big, you have to click and drag on a white space to be able to see all of it.
I didn't find out that this window is so easy to navigate. Yeah. It's a bit confusing to follow the lines. Maybe my eyes are not.
Yeah, I think it's great that we have this to be able to look at. But to me, it's not been, that's not the way I build it. Because if I drew it out here, let me look at your faces. I love the interactive flow for sure, because it gives you a graphical image. But as far as working in the interactive flow builder, I don't like it so much because I scroll a lot. I move around a lot, and I have accidentally deleted connections. I made it, I've moved stuff around and didn't look right. Everything is very difficult to follow. Let me show you another thing about it.
It would be nice to have it just like the canvas.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
If they'll make it like that, I don't know if that's a suggestion you can put in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's put it.
Well, here's another thing. When you're in the step list here, if I click introduction, what it's going to do is put all of the boxes for introduction right here. So all the boxes for the introduction part of it are, the introduction step is right there. And then if I click main menu, all the boxes for the main menu is right there. And then if I do new member, all those boxes are right there. So it gives you everything on one screen so you can take a look at it. But I find that I use my scroll too much, and I'll scroll in and out, and then I'll accidentally click something and it deletes it. So this to me is just good for a snapshot of how everything's looking, but I don't like to necessarily work in this window. I like to work right here in the classic flow window. And there all of my steps are, and I feel like I have more control over everything here, even though I have to look at everything kind of flat. It's very, very flat here. Another important thing to remember is that if you're building, was that a sneeze? Bless you if it was a sneeze. If when you're building, this is a flow. This is one flow with multiple steps. If I go into the flow area, I can now go into this Team Awesome 2. See if it'll go in. This Team Awesome bot number 2. If I click it and it's one single flow, I can send that one single flow. I can export it. I can share it. I can I can publish it. Everything that I need is in that single flow. Whereas if I went over here and actually went into my Team Awesome bot, the first one we made, you'll see that I've got multiple flows. So I'd have to actually share all of those flows for someone to be able to use that bot, because it's all in different flows, right? So that's the other drawback of setting it up this way, is you're not going to be able to share it this way very easily at all. So if it's a flow that you want to share and you want to give to other people, or you're making it for a customer, you're going to have to create it in one flow. And if it's big, it's going to be really, really difficult to follow. And let me show you an example. We kind of jumped into it a little bit the other day. The Builderall lead generation bot, I'm going to click edit on that. And there's all the steps. And there's the interactive flow. This one is huge. It's got a lot of stuff on it, and very difficult to actually see everything. Right.
Just really quick, Shelley, there's a lot of trash cans around. Does it ever ask you, are you sure? Or does it just delete it?
I think it just deletes it, but I'm not going to delete one out of here.
No.
We'll jump into a test one and we'll test it out. Let's go Link Wizard is a good one. Interactive flow. This one may not have a connection. Let's build a connection right quick. So we'll add a step, and then we'll take this one here, and we'll put a button in there. So add a button and label it and connect it. Let me see if I'm going to connect it to new step. So connect it to new step. There we go, and save. All right, so now we should have a link, maybe. Go here, and then back here. Scroll kills me. Oh, I think I didn't save it, maybe. Probably what I did. New button, go to step, new step, save. And why am I not seeing this? Link Wizard, new button. No, let me go. I may be having issues today, or maybe I'm having issues. That one and that one. Let's just create one from scratch. How does that sound? So we'll go new flow, testing, delete, and submit. And we'll do 2 steps, and we'll add a message with the button. And there's our button. And open new step, save, and save, and interactive. There we go. So now let's see what it does. Right here, gone. Yeah, I didn't think it did a confirm, because I've deleted them so many times trying to work with this interactive flow. It just, all it gives you is the little trash can, and then when you click it, it's gone. It's really, really gone. So if I go back, let's see if it actually took out the link or it's just not showing it. So there it is. And it actually says go to step and create new step. But let me see if I saved it again. So let's see if the flow builder brings it back. So it did bring it back, but it created a new step for some reason too. I don't know. So yeah, I don't like this one. This is why I don't like it, because one, you can delete the lines too easy. And then I don't think I clicked add a new step, but it added a new step in there. So just not real sure.
Yeah, can we ask them to put a "Are you sure?" in there?
Yeah,
I think everywhere needs an "Are you sure?" because we all have fat fingers and we all do things wrong. I mean, even when it says, "Are you sure?" I've messed it up.
Yeah.
And I've said yes, and I didn't really want to do that because I didn't realize what step I was on or whatever. So just a suggestion.
I'm sure that I already turned that into them. There's two things that I asked for, or three things that I asked for. Was the are you sure for the delete on that? The second one was, can we please be able to click and drag those steps up and down? Because if you've got a big chatbot and you've got a couple of things at the top and you want a step that goes in between there, you want to put it in between there so it's visually reminding you that that's there. But if you add a new step, it has to go to the bottom. So it's really frustrating. And then the scrolling of the thing, I asked them to add, instead of using the scrolling feature, to put a line at the bottom where you can click the plus and make it closer, or click the negative and make it zoom out. Because using the scrolling one, it's just too easy to scroll and then scroll again and it. So I've asked them to put the plus and minus kind of scroll bar at the bottom of the window, so you can make it larger that way or smaller that way. And that way you're not constantly changing it. And then those trash cans are, everywhere. So those are all the suggestions that I've submitted. And that's been a while back. So they've got a lot of stuff that they're working on still with it. And they'll get to those, I'm sure.
Hey, Shelley, can you go back and delete it and try hitting, after you delete it, hit Control-Z?
Yeah, we'll give it a try. So delete this one right here.
Yeah.
So deleted it and then Control-Z. Nothing. Nary a thing. So we deleted it there, and we'll go back to the classic flow builder. And I'm going to go back to that one and put it in again. So there it is. And click save. And it added another step. So it is having an issue today because it's adding another step every time I save it. So yeah, it's just really weird. So I'll get this part of the video to Wasili, and he'll actually take care of getting all this information to the developers. But anyway, that's the interactive flow builder. I wanted to show you that. I think it's fabulous for like a snapshot of what's happening with your builder, or sorry, with your chatbot. But I prefer to work in the classic version as far as building, and then look at the interactive after I'm done building to see kind of how my flows are going. But we have now officially, I'm going to say we've officially built our chatbot, right? I'm going to pretend like I've gone in and I've edited all those buttons and I've got something on every single button and it's ready to go. But if you remember, this is Team Awesome bot number 2. So I have to disconnect bot number 1 so we can test this one, right? So let's look at how I want all you guys to really, really watch how I'm going to disconnect the one that we were working on yesterday and connect the one that we did today. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's do it. So all I'm going to do is go into my automation, and I'm going to select Team Awesome as the page I'm working on. And then I'm going to go to my welcome message. And I like that welcome message, so I'm going to leave it just like that. But I'm going to go to my reply rules. And do you see where I had the not equals and then the period? And that starts Team Awesome intro. I don't want it to start that flow. I want it to start the other one. So I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to create a new reply rule. and we'll say not equals and period. And I'm going to start a flow. And when I click the down button,
question here, Shelly.
let me hold on just a second. Let me go through all the steps before I break. Okay. So let me start that one again. So I deleted the rule. I'm going to create a new rule. I'm going to click not equals and just put that period in there. So if they type anything except a period, it will start the flow. So I'm going to click start flow, and then I'm going to choose Team Awesome 2. When I choose Team Awesome 2, I'm going to click submit, and now that flow is connected. So I disconnected the first flow, and I've connected the second flow. And now this is the one that should show up. Okay? All right, go ahead, Arlie.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
This window, I don't see the difference between consist and not equal, you mean? You said?
Consist means that it has it. Not equals means it doesn't have it.
Say it again for me, sorry.
Consist means it has it in there. Not equals means it doesn't have it.
So,
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I didn't understand the wording.
Yeah, let me go through that just to make sure, because it is kind of tricky. So if I create a new rule, let's talk about this consist. If I use the word consist, okay, it means that if let's say that I use the word he, H-E, he. So if it has he in there, then start the flow. So if I type in he, it will activate. If I type in she, it will activate. If I type in hello, it will activate because all of those have he in it. You got it?
So consist could be contains or includes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then does not consist means if I don't have he in there, no matter how big or small it is, it will activate. Equals means if it has anything but he in there, it will not activate. It can only have HE. It's
So
only for HE. And then not equals means anything but HE.
So you put all this time not equal.
Yeah. So and what that means, and I've just been putting a period. And what that means is if we type anything in there except a period, it will activate the bot.
Okay. So if somebody put in hello period versus a comma or an exclamation point or whatever, they just, for whatever reason, how are you today period, or, something, and it has a period in it, it's not going to activate?
On this one, it actually will activate because it's looking for just the period.
Oh, just the period. Okay.
Yeah. For this one, you would want does not consist. So then you can type in hello period, and it would not activate.
Okay.
Actually, this part for me is the most confusing because
it is really hard. It is
because
really
for
hard.
me it's not easy understanding, choosing the right rule regarding what you want to do, and most of my mistakes come from that part. Actually, now I realize that
most of the time my chatbots are activated by consist and then the word start. So that's most of the time that's how I set it up, so that they have to type in the word.
But
start.
if they don't type start, for instance, you won't ever start.
That's true. That's true.
So how can you make them type start?
In that welcome message, you put type start to begin or type start.
D'accord.
And consist is really a poor translation. I mean, it should be consist of, but it really should be contains.
It really should be contained. It should be contained. It does not contain. I agree.
Yeah, so it's better. So it's better to type into the welcome message what word they should put in order to start the bot.
Yes.
Okay.
Reply rule. I'm writing this down, you guys, because I need to give this to the developer.
Yeah, it's probably a language barrier that the translation is consist in their language, where
because for me consist in French it means consistent, you know, like
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
And then it doesn't really mean what it's supposed to do, then I misunderstood it.
Yes.
Thank you for clarification.
You betcha. So now let me delete this first one, this one right here.
So you now, for the sake of the illustration, you put not equal, or is just
I put not equal and then the period. So if they type anything at all, except just if the only way that it's not going to activate, the only way it's not going to activate is if they type a period all by itself.
So I can use that too anyway. It's the way. Okay.
All right. So now let's go ahead and we've connected it. So let's go ahead and see if our flow is working for us. So I'm going to just type in anything. And we'll see if it pops up. So there's Team Awesome. There's the hello. There's my first little message. I'll click continue. And we've got please choose from the following options. I'll go to new members. And we've got our little new member picture and all of our little buttons right there. I'll click main menu. We'll go to affiliate info. And that one does not have the picture in there, so we have to check that. And then main menu again. And we'll go to team resources. And that one's got the picture in there. So let's go in and check the affiliate area and see why our picture's not there. So I'm going to go to flows and my Team Awesome bot, and I'm going to edit. And remember, it was affiliate information. So I'm going to click that.
So you can edit while it's attached.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
It's going to get the changes on the fly. So I'm going to go ahead and click here and get affiliate info. And then let me see what message I'm supposed to have. I think it's please something, something. Please choose an option to continue. So please choose an option to continue. And then we'll put our unicorn space there. There we go. And we'll click save to save the changes. And now I've clicked the save button. So if I go to the live version and I do affiliate info again, hopefully it'll pull up the right picture. There we go. So that's ready to go. So now I've got the ability to do whatever I need to do to add it to my web page. Okay, so let's now talk about how to do that. So I want to add this chatbot to the Team Awesome page. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to go down here to bot for website, and I'm just going to click it. And then right here on Builderall Team Awesome, I actually have one attached already. It's the Builderall Team Awesome flow. And I think I can just edit that. There we go. There's the edit right there. And it says, what's the starting flow for the Builderall Team Awesome bot? And I had it as Team Awesome main menu, but I'm going to change that. And I'm going to do the Team Awesome 2. Okay. So now I click save and okay. And now I've actually connected it to the website, but I have to get the code and put it on the website for us to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and click embed. And it tells me everything I need to whitelist. And I had to whitelist a few extra things. And let me tell you why. I did not attach a domain to this page. So if I had attached a domain, I would have attached builderallteamawesome.com. But I haven't done that. So it's actually under right now, builderall.net. I'll show you the URL in just a second. But it's under builderall.net because it does that slug. You know, the slug that Builderall gives you for a URL until you attach your domain. So you had to get the domain that it's connected to for that slug and whitelist it for it to be enabled. That's what I had to do to make this chatbot work since I don't have my domain connected yet. So if you take a look on here, you'll see that I've got Builderall Team Awesome on there whitelisted, but I don't have the Builderall Team Awesome domain connected yet. So I had to add builderall.net, which is the domain it's hosted on right now from the slug that Builderall gave me. Okay. So now I have to get the script. So I'm going to copy this script and it goes into the head section of the website. So let's go ahead and open that Team Awesome page. So I'm going to go to Pixel Perfect and my website. And it'll take a minute. There we go. And I'll look for Team Awesome because I have way too many websites. So there's my Team Awesome website. And I'm just going to click Edit. And it'll take a minute to pull it up. And right here, there's like an invisible box. You see right here, that is an HTML box. I'm just going to delete it. So like it was never there. So we're going to start from scratch. I'm going to go to the plus sign and I'm going to type in apps, or not type in, but choose apps and HTML. That's what I'm getting is an HTML code box. So I'm going to click that. There's my little box. I'm going to right click that box and go to edit. And here it gives me the HTML code for what you need for a page. And it's got the head section and it's got the body section. And if you remember, our instructions said that we have to put that script in the head area. So right here's the beginning of the head and then the end of the head tag. So I'm going to click in there and create some spaces. And then I'm going to just paste my script right there. That's all I need to do. And if you notice, in that script, we have https://cuinbox.com. If you remember, we have to whitelist that. Remember that? This is why. Because the bot is actually coming from there. And then it's brought into our website. So that's why we have to whitelist that one. Okay? So I'm going to click confirm. And that creates a box for me right here. That. So there's my box. It's really, really hard to see because there's no color in it. But I'm going to go ahead and get that box. Hold on. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. We need to make sure there's enough space in there for that chatbot to show up. And we'll make it taller. And let's see, Willie, one of the issues that you had was that your chatbot was cut off at the top. This is actually why you didn't have the box big enough to actually show it. Another thing that I do with my chatbots is if I right click on my box and I go to pin element, this allows me to pin this box in a specific place on my website. And I like it pinned at the bottom right-hand side. So I just choose pin at border and then choose bottom right. And then I have a little bit of capability of creating some space on the edge of the page. So I'm going to create a little bit of horizontal space. Do about 20. Okay, we'll say 21 then. And then vertical space, I'll make it maybe 5-ish. There we go. So we've got it not quite completely up against the edge. All right. Then I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller, say right there. So it doesn't cover up my links right there. And then we'll kind of pull this in just a tad. So hopefully the chatbot will fit into that space. So I'm going to do a preview and then go back. And it didn't show anything. So now I'm going to click save and save again. And now let's go to the actual live website and see if it shows up. So I'm going to click the hyperlink right here and we'll see if it shows up. And there's the button right there and it opens up that little window and it says continue as Shelly. So I'll click that to continue as Shelly. And it actually did the first message like automatically. And if you'll notice the top part of it, there's a little bitty bit that's cut off. So I'm just going to go back to the HTML editor and I'm going to make this a little bit taller like that. And then save and save again. And then I'll go back to my live site and just refresh and see if that got it to where it shows the whole thing. So we'll wait till that loads. And now it's showing the whole thing. Okay, so I have plenty of space there for that chatbot. And then I can go back to HTML. And if I want it to be more flush against the side, I can right click it, go to pin element and take out the horizontal spacing, take out the vertical spacing, and just leave it like that and click save and save again. And now it's going to be up closer to the edge. So if I refresh, you can see that it's actually closer to the edge right there. So you put it where you want it, and the user will be able to scroll through it and see whatever they've done with it. They can actually close this big box and then open it back up. They can type a message to you. So even though they're on your website, if I type a message in here, and let's do that, Shelly says hello. So I type that in there. And when I go into Facebook, let's see if it'll load for us. We'll go to Team Awesome. Let's see, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There we go. My scroll is giving me fits. There's my message right there. So if any of you guys went to this page and then actually message me through chatbot, I would get the message in Messenger that you were chatting with me, okay? So let me take a look again at the HTML editor. So you can see, guys, that all this is an HTML box. I just added the code in there in the head section between the two head tags. And then I did pin element and pinned it at the bottom right-hand side. And I made sure that my box was big enough that the entire thing could be seen. Now, one of the things that happens is if there's anything under this box that needs to be clicked, and if you'll notice, I've got some text right here that needs to be clicked. They're links to Facebook groups. Then I need to actually click on that item and right click it and bring it to the front layer. So bring it all the way to the front. That way it'll be clickable. Because if you notice, if I go up here, these have to be clickable links, right? So just make sure that if it ends up covering anything, that you make that item, and it has to be clicked. You make that item the top layer so that the person can actually click it, and the chatbot is not covering that item. Okay.
Questions?
Hold on just a second. Go ahead, Chip.
I noticed that the chatbot is outside the grid lines. Does that mean that it would be cut off if you're using a smaller screen?
No, because when we pin it at the bottom right-hand corner, that means no matter what size screen you get, it's going to be bottom right-hand corner.
So it might overlap the video.
Yeah, it might overlap the video if it's a really small screen.
Is there any relationship between the size of the HTML box and the much smaller size of the chatbot window?
There's no way to do the settings. You know, normally when you embed or like iframe things, you have a height and a width capability. In that particular code, we have no ability to mandate the height and the width. Yep, because it's a script. Actually, not just embed or iframe.
Okay.
Okay. Evelyn?
I wasn't able to follow. How come it was transparent? The HTML box.
Oh, the HTML is always transparent. It's unless you're like pulling in a page or something, but it doesn't do a good job of pulling the chatbot in while you're working in the editor. You have to actually go to the live page to see it. So that box is transparent because it's not able to pull the chatbot in until you go to the live page. So it looks like it's not there, but it is there. You just have to go to the live page to see it. Now think about this a minute. Where am I doing that HTML editor at? I'm not doing it on the Builderall Team Awesome. I'm not doing it on Builderall Net. The editor is a completely different place. And it's not a domain that I approve to show my chatbot. So it's not going to show up until I go to the live site that I've whitelisted as a domain that can show it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cha-ching!
I didn't even hear it. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Isn't that sad? I get cha-chings and don't even realize it. So we've added the chatbot to the website, and now anybody that goes to that website is going to be able to see that chatbot, and they can click the button to get it started, and they'll have to log in for Facebook to be able to run it. There's no way they can run it without logging in. And because I have subscription messaging on there, it's going to capture them as a subscriber. So let's take a look at that to see if we've got any subscribers for it. So I'm going to go back to my chatbot area. So Facebook chatbot, and I'll close this window. And we'll go into page subscribers. And I'm going to select my Team Awesome page. And looky there. Katie is subscribed. Hadassah is subscribed. Tyree is subscribed. Gabriel subscribed, because you guys have actually been to that chatbot. And when you go to that chatbot, you are actually subscribed. So now I can actually send a broadcast message out to you guys, and it would go straight into your messenger, and you could actually reply if you wanted to as well. I can also do some scheduling of messages. So this is another really neat rule. I'm going to add a new schedule rule, and I'm just going to say this rule is testing for boot camp. And it says send on date, and I can do it with send delay. I can send on a specific date, send with delay, event reminder, or repeat every X days. So I'm going to choose send on date and submit. And now I get to choose the date. So it's the 13th, and we'll send this at 12:40. That looks perfect. And the flow to send is to Team Awesome 2. And I'm going to click Save Changes, and saved. And now in about, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, every one of you guys that subscribe should get Messenger to open up, and my Team Awesome 2 flow should start. So let's see if that happens, because that would be cool if it actually happens. I can do more scheduling. I can add a scheduling rule, and this is testing 2. And I can send on delay. So I'm going to click submit. And this delay value is, I'm going to send it in 5 minutes. And this one we'll send, let's do the lead generation bot, the one that Wasili did. We'll click that one and save changes. So you guys should be getting 2 messages from me within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And those messages should hit Messenger. And one of them will start the Team Awesome 2 flow, and the other one will start the Builderall lead generation flow. Arlie?
Yeah, Shelly, I don't see your flow because I already been there, but I don't see the flow now. Where should I test it?
Type anything in the thing.
Is it the same as a Team Awesome?
Yep. Yep.
Because I don't see in the list as I have been into this.
Let me do the m.me link. Hang on just a second.
So I'm gonna do it again, but where is your flow now?
Team Awesome. And let me get the m.me link. And I'll put it into chat so that you can jump into that m.me. All righty, let me get this to everybody right there.
So how can I have people registered in the list as you show?
When they access your chatbot, they're automatically subscribed.
It's automatic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, there's not anything you guys did to actually subscribe.
Yeah, that was my question because
mm-hmm.
I'm connected now.
Great.
And if they want to unsubscribe, has that been built in?
I have not yet, but to unsubscribe, let me. I think I can do it this way.
Yeah, no, you have to.
I can do a button to unsubscribe, but I think I can do what was I going to do? The automation for Team Awesome, and no, that's reply rules. Oh yeah, I could set a flow all its own that says unsubscribe, and I could actually set it up so that when they type in the word unsubscribe, it'll open that flow. So I'm going to create a flow, and I'm not going to even put it in any of the bots. I'm just going to create a flow that's called unsubscribe, and I can use this for all of them. So unsubscribe and submit. And on the first step, I'm going to just put a message with a button. Yeah. And please click the button below to unsubscribe. And then on the button, I'm going to click that and type unsubscribe. And then on the action, I'm going to choose unsubscribe and then save. And so I've created a flow where the only thing in that flow is unsubscribe. Now I'm going to go to automation, and I'm going to choose Builder All Team Awesome. And on the reply rules, I'm going to create a new rule. And if anywhere in the message you have unsubscribe, then I want to start a flow, and that flow is unsubscribe, and then submit. So now on Team Awesome, all they have to do is type unsubscribe, and they get that button where they can actually officially unsubscribe. So if
you have to put another button after putting the action.
Well, here's what's going to happen is that button will never appear, ever, unless they type the word unsubscribe. So let me type that. Move this out of the way. So unsubscribe. And it didn't pick it up. So let me try it again. I see what it's doing. It's pulling up the welcome message because it's not got a period. I didn't do it as just period.
Right.
And then here's the actual unsubscribe right here.
Yeah, it was there last time.
My text. Yeah. Yep.
So how do you do now?
For that problem, I would actually, instead of put not equals period, I would delete that.
Okay.
And I'll create a new rule. And if I have the phrase start,
okay.
Start the flow, Team Awesome 2, and submit. All right. So now I can put unsubscribe, and hopefully that flow will not show up anymore. So let's check. Unsubscribe.
But then you need to change your welcome.
Yeah.
To say, click the word start, which you don't have in there right now.
Exactly.
Correct?
Well, let's see. Start. Remember, I set the start to go to the welcome message.
Wait a minute.
Right, but nobody knows to click to put start.
Oh yeah, they actually, when they first come, you can't see it because I've used this already. But when they first come, there's a little bitty welcome message the first time they're there that says, please type the word start to get started. And that is actually in the welcome message right here. So the first time that they come, they'll see this right there. You see?
And a better choice than unsubscribe is probably stop, because it's easier to spell.
Yeah, you can actually add that as another rule as well. Yeah, you can in the reply rules, you can add another one that says if it consists of stop, start this flow. If it consists of heck no, start this flow. If it consists of take me off, you can start that flow. It's whatever you want to do.
Or quit.
You can set several, or quit. Yeah, you can pick several things and actually put them in there as rules to be able to unsubscribe. And with all of them, you can just send them to that same flow where it pulls up the unsubscribe button, and all they do is click it, and the action will be that they're no longer subscribed to that chatbot. And then you can put a button in there that says subscribe if you want them to be able to subscribe again, and trigger it by typing the word subscribe. So there's just a lot you can do with that kind of stuff. And you'll drop those instructions every once in a while in the chatbot. So they may be flowing around and they're going really well and blah, blah, blah. And then you might drop a line somewhere in the flow that says, hey, if you're interested in unsubscribing at any time, just type the word unsubscribe. Or if you're not subscribed to our chatbot, just click subscribe and we'll get you subscribed. So you can just drop those instructions every once in a while in the chatbot so they know what they can do. And that can even be a button in the very beginning where you have the 3 different things on the main menu. You could put one more item that says help. And in the help area, you list the things that they have to do to be able to unsubscribe or resubscribe, or whatever the rules are for being in your chatbot. Does that make sense? You can always put a help button in there and explain everything. So this method that we used just a second ago is also a great way to hide things. And what we've done with that unsubscribe flow is we've actually hidden it. Nobody can see it unless they type that word unsubscribe. So let's say that you've got a coupon you want to give out and you don't want everybody to get it, but you want them to go to the chatbot to be able to get it. You can send a message out to a specific group of people that says, follow this link, type the word coupon, and you'll get a 15% discount or something like that. So they're actively engaging in your chatbot. They go get their coupon, but in the process of engaging, you've just got them subscribed to your chatbot. So now you can send out messages. Arlie?
Yes, sorry. I need to understand something. This stop, I have this stop button, but then if people typing stop, then you need to put another action so they are not anymore into this bot.
Yeah, so what do you have to put a button. You have to put a button.
If you're putting what you just said, it consists of stop. So you're putting an automation of, if you want to stop, type stop. But then after, to be really out of this bot, you need on our side to do something.
That's correct. That's why we put the button there. That unsubscribe button is when they click that button.
Unsubscribe button is just like a regular button, but then after you give an action on it to.
That's right. Let me show you to make sure you got it.
Yeah, because I missed this stuff.
And we'll go to the unsubscribe flow, and I'm going to click that to edit. And right there's the unsubscribe button. If I click it, the action was unsubscribe.
So it's an action which is part of the system. You are not creating anything.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And
Thank you very much.
You have another ability to do a subscribe button too. So you could actually choose subscribe to, and then you can subscribe them to a scheduling rule of the messages that you send out. So you can actually have them subscribe to specific set of messages that you're sending out. So another really cool thing. But this one right here, we set it to unsubscribe. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Willie, go ahead. Hold on just a second, Shawana. Let me get Willie, and then I'll get you, okay?
All right. I'm on my website. I've adjusted. I've pinned it to the corner. I'm trying to size it up, but it's not sizing up.
That box, you're going to have to make it wider, and you're going to have to make it taller.
All right. I did that. I did it one time, and it's.
Did you refresh your web page? Did you click refresh on the website?
Actually, I've erased it, put it back, went back to the website, and
put the link to your website in, and I'll jump on and check it.
All right.
Y'all hang in there for just a second. We'll check this out. Just let me know when you post it in there.
I'm putting it in now. Got so many I forget which one I'm going.
Yeah, I called GoDaddy yesterday, and they were stunned at how many websites I had. They're like, "You're a domain hoarder." I'm like, "Yes, I am."
I have 12.
You have 12 domains?
Yes.
I have a website question while we're waiting. Should text always be in a box on a banner?
All right.
Or is it sufficient for text to be on a banner?
Text should, I don't have it in a box on the website that you guys are seeing. I don't have it in a box.
And it translates to mobile easily enough.
Lily, your box is definitely not wide enough and definitely not tall enough.
All right. Actually, I'll keep making it wider, taller, but it's not.
Go full width if you have to, and full height, and see if that does it. Just go all the way to the edge and all the way to the top, and then see if that makes it bigger. And then you can start sizing down from there. You just kind of have to keep testing it. Don't do it like a little bit. Go and do it, and then see where it's at, and then start making it smaller. Okay.
And is he saving?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure you're saving too. That is a very important thing. Save is your friend for sure. Save is your friend, and undo is your buddy. All right, so that's pretty much everything that we were going to cover today, you guys. I wanted to make sure that you saw that you can put everything into one single flow and all the steps inside that flow. Again, that's probably the preferred way to build it so that you can get that chatbot out to someone and they can use it. If you do it outside as flow, then you're going to have a ton of flows that you have to send them. So one flow, bunch of steps, and then boxes in each step, right? And that'll enable you to send that out to people. Also, we looked at disconnecting one chatbot to our page and reconnecting another. You'll be doing that a lot as you play with these chatbots. And then we talked about how to connect the chatbot to a website using the code that you get when you connect it. And then we also talked about broadcasting, sending messages, and scheduling them, whether you want to delay the message or you want to send it on a specific date or in a specific time or, you know, something like that. So there's a lot of stuff that we actually looked at today. Do you guys feel a little smarter today? Yay. Edison, I think you had a comment or question. Oh, Shawana, I will get to you right after Edison. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. We've all done it.
All right. So what I'm thinking is that concerning, so we basically have, there are two ways that we can do the flows. We can do one complete flow, like we did it yesterday. We do them in segments. But I think, in fact, I was just checking to make sure that you can, in fact, link all of those flows together so that it seems like one flow.
That's right. That's exactly it. You can.
Yeah.
You can absolutely link all those together, and it is absolutely fabulous that you can do that. It's just, here's why I build it the way I build it. I like to see chunks, and I like to visualize, okay, my person's going out and coming back in, right? And so that helps me to see their path and how they're going to get around.
Right.
But if I was building something that I knew I was going to share, like with you guys, I'm going to share this flow, I would do it all in one single flow so that I don't have to send you 10 flows.
Good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. So what, all right, it makes sense. So all I'm trying to confirm is that So if I have a bunch of flows, but it's instead of one flow, I have it, let's say, in 5 parts. Good.
Yeah.
Then there is a way that I can link one flow to the next flow, and it all goes out as one complete flow. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the user on the chatbot will never know.
You're right. Okay. So instead of because each flow has its own URL. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we link them, the first flow will in fact be the beginning flow, but the rest is linked to that. So depending on what you click on, it's going to open another flow,
mm-hmm.
and have one continuous flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, they'll never know. They'll never know.
Yeah.
The user will never know. Only you will know. And whether you want to build it as separate flows, you can visually, mentally, like keep it organized the way you want it. Or if you put it all in one flow with different steps, you organize it that way. It doesn't matter. It functions the same, because you can see the one that I did, the multiple flows, functioned exactly the same as the one that I created where it was all in the same flow. It's the same exact functionality. You couldn't tell as the user that I'd done it those 2 different ways.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Fabulous. Shawana.
I don't know if I missed it or not, but how did we get automatically subscribed in your chatbot without subscribe?
When I got the subscription messaging enabled, when you access my chatbot, you are put on my list.
Oh.
And if you're logged into Facebook and you access my chatbot and you start the chatbot, that action actually subscribes you to my list.
So does that happen with every chatbot?
All of the ones that we create, if you've got subscription messaging enabled, which you have to apply for it.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Yep. Willie.
I was thinking, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Since what you can do, you can when you build your flow,
mm-hmm.
you can what you do screenshot it, and you can put it on one page. Then when you go to build your next flow, screenshot it and put it on that same page, and you can hook them up that way where you can also see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so. There's a lot you can do like that. Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you were working for it all being on a specific flow, all working together, then you would want it on different pages. But if you're working on different chatbots, then you can actually do exactly what you said, different pages.
Now, what I was talking about, just like you go to the interactive flow.
Oh, yeah.
It's so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
What you can do, you can put it like on a notepad or a paint thing. You can small the workflow, put it right there. Then the next
I see. Yeah.
Put it right there. Then you can see it that way.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying create your own map of it by taking screenshots and putting it on a page. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you want to do if you're not going to be using the interactive flow builder. You'll want to map it out. The thing that you should do actually is map it out before you build it. So there should be some kind of drawing before you build it that shows you what direction you want to go with your chatbot.
It's right here.
Good luck with that.
Especially if you start building a lot of them. Okay, so say you wanted like a coupon that comes up, like you were talking about a coupon that you want to change periodically, or a recipe or whatever it is, and you want that to pop up at different times. That's a whole different chatbot that will come to each person at that scheduled time.
A different chatbot, or can it be just a different flow?
Probably, yeah, just a different, I should say, yeah, a different flow within that same chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you said they could subscribe to it.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Now I went to the Facebook page for Builder All. I think I'm on the right page. The team Builder All Team Awesome. And I never saw a chatbot show up with the welcome or the start that I recall. Honestly, I'm heavily medicated, so you know it could have been there. Okay. So I don't know if I'm subscribed or not, but I haven't seen that little message come up that you sent and said it was going to come in at like 10 or 15 minutes. Has anybody else seen it?
Anybody gotten a message from me at all? In Messenger?
I'm not even seeing a chat bot for you in there. And so I was looking at how to subscribe. And as I was looking, you said you don't have to subscribe, just going there starts the chat bot. And I don't see that a chat bot is definitely not there. I have two others that have popped up from other pages that I'm, you know, interactive with, but not yours ever.
So Larry says that he got the message. I don't think anybody else got the message.
Well, Larry,
the m.me link.
share how you did that, Larry.
I know, right?
Yeah, I just clicked on the link in the chat, the m.me link, and that worked. I don't see it on the website either.
Okay, so he went direct. Yeah, without doing that, we should still see it though.
Yeah.
And I don't see any chat bot at all for you on me, even though I'm on that page. Aren't I supposed to be on Builder All Team Awesome, right?
Yeah. It is the page, not the group. There's actually a group, so you need to make sure you're on the page, not the group. Here is, I'm going to go ahead and view as a visitor. There we go. And I'll click send message. And it pops up, and there it is. So it's definitely there.
Not the group. That's what I put in, was Builder All Team Awesome, and it has your little picture there.
Did you go to her website or the Facebook page?
No, the Facebook group.
Oh.
And then
it looks exactly the same as what you're showing.
Right. Now you should click this button right here, send message.
Oh, okay. So I actually have to send a message.
Yeah, you have to pop that up.
There it is. Got it. Okay, so there is an action to take.
Yeah, you have to take an action. Now there are chatbots that when you go to a page they pop up automatically.
And that's what I guess I'm used to. Okay.
We don't have that capability yet. That's actually coming.
Okay, that helps a lot because that's, I guess, what I'm just used to. And I'm like, but it's not here. Okay, so it is triggered by send message.
But how would we know you were sending us a message in 15 minutes to look for it?
You don't. Normally you don't. That's something that I would automate and you would not expect it. It would just pop up because I want to send you a series of messages at certain times. The only reason you know now is because I said, hey, be watching for that message. You should be getting it in 5 or 10 minutes. But normally this goes out to your subscribers, so they don't know that you're sending a message. They'll just automatically get it at a certain date on a specific time, or on a delay. Like I want to delay this 5 minutes. Maybe I've just started a webinar, and at the end of the webinar in an hour, I want this message to send out to tell them here's where you can buy from the webinar. Right. So I can manage that by going to that subscription area and getting those messages ready ahead of time.
Actually, mine came up. I just found you on my messenger. It didn't pop on my messenger, but when I put your name in, it came up and the message was already there. I didn't have to send a message.
Great. Evelyn?
I pressed the message, send message. And it's blank. There's no conversation.
Well, that's sad. And you got it on your phone?
Mine had it there.
Yeah, mine definitely has it on my phone.
It says typically replies within minutes. It says, welcome to Team Awesome. Please type start to get started. And it says 11 people, including my personal friend, Deborah Russell, and one other friend. Yeah.
Yay.
It tells me.
Oh, I have to start.
There you go.
It said here, see what Builder All Team Awesome is doing in Messenger. Get started.
So type something in there.
So I have to get start. Oh. Oh my.
Yeah, it's working. It's going through. Now I have new members, affiliate, team, resources is all there to choose from.
Yay.
No, it's not working from me. I just said hello and delivered. That's all.
Yeah, so it's working now, Evelyn?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? Okay. Try to type something in there and see if that triggers it to start, okay? Edison, I think you had a question or comment?
Wait, just to help her, I'm sorry, real quick. You changed it to the word start. It's not anything anymore. Right now it has to say
that's
start.
Right, that's right.
Because you changed it. Sorry to interrupt, but.
Glad you did, because I forgot. Type in the word start. Go ahead, Edison.
Yeah, okay. So I got it only because I copied your link and your .me link, and I put it, I typed start and your messages came up. But I thought it may have popped up because my messenger is open. But does it have anything to do with the fact that, okay, in my case, I'm not a member of your Facebook group, Facebook Team Awesome. So would that be a factor, you know, whether I get it automatically without having to
if you're not if you're not subscribed, you won't. Let me go to share and Facebook. And right here is the scheduling. And let me see if it gives us information on if it's sent out. Hang on. It's thinking about it.
So while that's pulling up, if we put something on our Facebook fan page that says, if you want extra goodies, send us a message of blah, blah, and then that'll automatically subscribe them and get things rolling because there's no really other way other than putting it on that page, correct?
Right. You can actually, here's one way you could do it. You can type in a message to everybody, maybe via email. Right? You got to email us and you say, hey, we've got a brand new chatbot. If you want to get freebies, discounts, and more information about the products that we have, just go to this link, which you give them the m.me link, and type in the word subscribe. Well, that's all they have to do is just interact that one time by typing in subscribe, and they're subscribed. They're interacting with your website and they're on your list. So now anytime you send out a broadcast message or you schedule something, it's going to go out to everybody that's subscribed. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. This is, like I said, this one's a hard one to grasp because there's so many little pieces that kind of fall into place to make a puzzle. What else was I going to show you? I was going to take a look at if we had the ability to see if it's sent or not. So if I click this edit button, there's the actual information about it, but it doesn't have the information on whether it's sent or not. So this one was supposed to go out today at 12:40, and it is now 12:56. So that should have gone out. So on my page subscribers, if I go here to Team Awesome, Judy should have gotten it, Hadassah, Tyree, Gabriel, Roberto, Shawana, Edison, Brad, Derek, Lamar, Davida, and Will, Bradley, and Sifo. All of those should have gotten a message from me for Team Awesome, and that message, it was one of the flows. I can't remember.
Why I didn't receive it?
Why my name is not there?
Me too.
So I'm not sure why you didn't receive it.
Oh, no, I'm not even in the list, so.
Oh, here we go. There's Aurelie.
Ah, okay, here I am.
There's Karen. There's Evelyn.
It's a longer list.
Yeah, it's a longer list. Longer list. Let me do, I'm going to do the unsubscribe as a scheduling. So I'm going to add a scheduling rule and unsubscribe. And I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to send on delay and submit. And then the value is going to be 1 minute. And the flow to send is unsubscribe and save changes. And okay. And now scheduling. and then broadcast. History, dun, 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 dun. Team Awesome. Nothing has sent for Team Awesome. So create a new broadcast.
There were some little people things down there that wouldn't, under the history, that doesn't show you who? Right, oh.
Oh, that's just a flow. So I think.
Was it Team Awesome 2?
Yeah. Yeah, here's what's happening is when I do the scheduling, I can't grab the list. So this one may not be completely finished yet. The broadcast growth tools. Yeah, I don't think those are.
When you went into broadcasting, there was like a history and then there were some people.
Oh yeah, those are messages that I've sent already. Those
they're not people, oh, they're pages. So
Yeah.
that the pages just are there. Okay, so sent messages 0, 44.
Yeah.
But not who, just what.
Member bites. And then Team Awesome right here. Oh, there's my that's for 413. It's a draft.
That's today. It's still in drafts.
It sure is. So let's go. I'm gonna go here and edit. Oh, that's the one I just created. And can I delete it? No, I don't think so. That's the one.
Funny, when you don't want to delete, you can. When you do want to delete,
yeah,
there it is.
Right there. So I'll just delete that. So I think we're still working on the scheduling because there's no way to grab the page or group. And I don't think it's in growth tools. So you look at growth tools bar. Nope, that's the little area that shows up to subscribe and to join the page. So I think we're still working on scheduling for sure. So we've got all these scheduled, and at some point they will all go out. So fun stuff, right? So eventually we'll be able to do all the scheduling of the messages. I was really excited when I saw that because I thought, oh my gosh, we can do scheduling. But I think it's halfway there. We got half of it. We'll get the rest of it hopefully really, really soon. So scheduling is coming, and all the rest of it you can definitely do. Do you guys have any questions on what we covered today? No? So you now know how to get people to unsubscribe, where you do the button so that they can unsubscribe. And remember that you can create a rule for that. So if they do type in unsubscribe, quit, stop, any word like that, you can create several rules that when they type that word in, they will be unsubscribed, right? So, or not necessarily they'll be unsubscribed. You can send them that flow where they can click the button to be unsubscribed. Hourly.
Yeah, just to make clear, you need first to write down stop first, but you have to write it down at each post you make, or you write it.
No.
How do you insert it at which part of the bot?
Wherever you want it inserted. I wouldn't put it in there like every time they have a new screen come up, but just kind of look at the flow of your bot. And if it's been flowing for a little bit, you can put just another little flow in there that says, by the way, if you want to subscribe at any time, here's the button that you click. I'm actually subscribed
to. It has to come in a separate flow than this stop button.
Yeah. What we can do is set it up so that just every once in a while during that bot, it hits that flow and says, by the way, if you want to unsubscribe, just click this button.
Okay, so it has to be a separate flow in order to have a button to click and to send to this flow.
Mm-hmm.
Is it correct?
It doesn't have to necessarily be a separate flow, but to me that's easier because I only have to make it once and then I can call it.
Voilà. That's the tip. You make it once. And it
make it once and then call it whenever I want to do.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, to make this a little bit more difficult.
Hold on, Karen.
Oh, sorry.
Let me get Edison and then I'll jump.
Oh, I apologize, Edison.
No, that's okay.
No, that's okay. Okay, Shelly, so I have had an experience, and it's concerning the question that Orly just asked about unsubscribing. I was actually testing an ebook that I was sending out, and I had on most of the pages, because I've heard it being said that you need to make it very clear to people who are subscribers that that they can unsubscribe. And so I had it on several pages rather. And so someone who I sent it to said, listen, I'm seeing unsubscribe so much. Why don't I just unsubscribe? So it can work against you if it's too much, because it's almost as, like if you're putting it on almost every page, you're reminding people that they can unsubscribe. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And here's what I'm waiting for is on the scheduling area where it says you can send X times or X often or whatever it is, like once a day, once a week, once a month. When we get that scheduling set up, I think it'd be okay just to say once a week, send this message out, this flow out that they can unsubscribe. And then they'll get it once a week. And that way they know if they're a subscriber that they can unsubscribe if they want. And once they get that set up, that will be perfect.
So what I do now, I put it at the beginning of the flow after we get the pleasantries out of the way, the welcome and so on. I said, hey, by the way, if ever you need to unsubscribe, just type stop or type unsubscribe, and that's it. I'm not going to be putting it again in the flow, because you get it the moment you come in that you have that option.
Right. You're exactly right to not want to put it like all the time, but you do need to have it at least there so they can see it and they understand. I think that maybe have a help section, and in that help, you can say, here's how you unsubscribe. Here's how you, I don't know what, if it's a Builderall help, here's a phone number or here's a link to support. Here's this, here's that. So that the help section gives them that information. They can be actively seeking how to unsubscribe by clicking help.
I think that's a great idea.
And then once they get that scheduling thing done, you can send it out X number, X often. So maybe once a week, send out a message automatically that says, hey, if you ever want to unsubscribe, here's how you do it. Okay. Evelyn?
I have not seen how you put the Team Awesome Flow, the first one, to be compressed into one, like folder.
I literally, all I did, let me show you again. Instead of, let me jump into the flows and Team Awesome Bot 2. So I've got Team Awesome Bot 2 in a folder. And if I click on that, there's my flow. It's one single flow. And when I edit, there's all of the steps inside that flow. So where I created the main menu as a flow all by itself, in this one, I created it as a step. So when I click on the step, then I've got all the cards that go inside that step that I edit. So it's the same exact structure I had before, except I'm putting them all as steps instead of individual flows. Does that help?
I'm wondering how you made it into the folder.
Oh, all I did was create a folder. So I just clicked create folder. And then once I created the folder, I clicked inside of it and then created a new flow. Does that help? Good.
Actually, I think where the confusion comes in, if you go back to when you are building the flow, and those buttons, remember, it's from those buttons that you connect to another part of your flow or to another flow. So can you just open one, the edit? I think that's probably where the confusion comes in. Edit, and the edit button. Not open as yet.
And then right here, I think right here.
Okay. Can you open, can you scroll? Open one of those.
So here it's going to a step.
Yeah, okay, so the step, inside of this step, that's where I think you can actions, under actions,
That's right. Because what I'm doing is sending them to
Yeah.
a step inside of this flow rather than sending them out to a completely separate flow. So everything in here is linked to steps, not flows. Now, if I want to, I can send them out to another flow, but then I'll have to have something in that flow that sends them back into this flow. If I wanted to keep going in this flow.
Yeah, but like if you have this button for stop.
Yeah, if you have the button for stop and you send them out of your flow, then they're not in your flow anymore. They'll either have to scroll up and click something from up higher to continue in the flow, or they're just stuck right there.
But if they click stop, it means that they want to get out of here, no?
Or unsubscribe, yeah.
It means like if they click stop, that they want to stop this flow anyhow. So it's okay to take them out, isn't it? No?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
If anybody's still having problems getting subscribed, I just put down everything I put in right there.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, Willie. I don't understand what you were asking. Can you repeat it, please?
If anyone's still trying to get subscribed to broadcasting, I just put down everything that I put down when I got accepted. It's down there, right?
Oh, okay. I understand. When you're filling out the subscription messaging application, Willie actually in the chat just now put down all of the things that he put in there that he used to be able to get approved. So if you're interested, you can just highlight that information and copy it and paste it over and use that similar to what he did. Okay. Just don't copy it exactly, change it up for you. But make sure that if you want it, you get it now, because once we close the Zoom window, that won't be there anymore. I think Edison had a question or a comment.
Yeah. So here's my comment. So let's say we have five flows, okay? Flow 1 to 5. Good? Yep. Now, instead of building out one complete flow, I build it in 5 parts because depending on what I want to achieve. But what I'm doing, and this is what I need to get clear, what I'm doing is that there will be something in flow 1 that when they click on it, it's going to connect them to flow 2.
Yes.
Okay. And it's going to all flow in their messenger as one message. And the same will apply to flow from flow 2 to flow 3 and so on. So the point of that is that sometimes so there is an advantage to building your flow in parts. Of course, there are advantages and disadvantages. And to my mind, one of the advantages is that you can use that same flow and maybe even connect it to another flow depending on what you're doing, if you have them separated.
Here's the kicker. This is the hard part, and this is maybe something that you're not quite seeing. Let's say that I have flow 1 that goes to flow 2, and at the end of flow 2, I have it going to flow 3. Okay. How do I get flow 2 now to go to 4 if I want it to go to 4 instead of 3?
Okay, so all right, so maybe I'm not getting something here, but so it's all about the linkages, because what we do, we build the flows and we instruct the flows what is the next step to take. So in my, once there's that link, I see you must have something that's going to take you back there if you want to go there. So you build out of the flow, you are asking the flow to go back now from step 4 to step 2, as the case may be. Now I can't experiment with it, but I mean, in my own mind, based on my understanding of how it operates, because the action steps is a key area of joining the flows.
Right.
And I had the experience once where I built a flow, but it was all separated, and I didn't realize I never connected them together. So I began to test and wondering why it's not taking me to the next step. And when I went back and I checked, then I realized that it was just separate flows and they won't join together. So I'm saying that we can get them to go back to where we want to go back to as long as we instruct it to do so in the action step.
Yes, that's right. You're exactly right. But if the only thing I want to make sure you understand is, if you say, I want these 5 flows to make up my chatbot, these 5 flows to make up my chatbot. Now I'm going to create a brand new chatbot. These 5 flows need to stay with that chatbot. Then you need to have 5 new flows for this second chatbot, because all of these flows are connected together. So let's say flow number 2, you wanted to use it in the second chatbot. Well, everything's connected to the first chatbot, so you can't reuse it for another chatbot unless you take a copy of it.
I got it.
Got it. I want to make sure you understood that, because that was one thing I had a really hard time understanding. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create one, and I'm going to use it for all of my chatbots. But the problem is, you can get them into the chatbot or into that flow wonderfully, perfectly. But at the end of the flow, you can't make it so that it's usable for every single chatbot, because you got to give it directions on how to get out and tell where it's going out. So you only have one chance to get them out back to where they need to go. You can't do multiple buttons on it so that every time they hit that flow, they go to the exact chatbot you want them to, or exact flow you want them to go to afterwards. So that's kind of, you can't reuse them. And that was
so in this case, it will not be useful to have in different flow. You can just need to have them in steps then.
You can do it either way, but in different steps keeps everything together so that it's one solid chatbot and you're not bouncing out and doing different flows. So the actual most efficient way to do it is in steps, but it's harder to see if you have a huge chatbot. Do you see what I'm saying? It's harder to see and manage if you have a huge chatbot. To me, I do computer programming, and I think of it almost like computer programming, where we put little chunks of computer programming parts together, and then we call those chunks into the program. So it's not computer programming as this long thing, and everything happens. It happens in bubbles. So it's kind of what I think of the chatbot. It happens in bubbles, and I think of the flows as the bubbles. So that's how I think about it. But again, if you're going to give somebody the chatbot, you don't want to give them 5 flows. You want to give them one flow with many steps. So you have to think about what you're going to be doing with the chatbot. If it's only for you and you're never going to share it, you can do as many flows as you want to. But if it's something that you might possibly share, then you have to figure out how to organize it in the steps so that you can build it all in one flow. Tyree?
Yes, well, actually 3 things. I had to step away, so I didn't see how you connected the chatbot to the site, and I'm gonna go back and look at the recording on that.
It's real easy.
I do understand this whole chatbot now.
Good, I'm so glad.
I really do. I can go through it and either build one long chat box or build in the steps of a chat bot. But I do understand that either way you build it, it flows as one chat bot. No one can tell, but you can tell because you created. The other thing, let me see here. The other thing, I haven't gotten. I wanted to know, did we get the magazine app yet? I hadn't gotten that, because that's one thing when I do. When I finish my chat box, I want to put that in there because this is awesome. I understand this whole thing, Shelly. I'm like, and it's like I know how to use it already.
Good. That is fabulous. That is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. You can do so much with this chatbot. I did want to remind you guys. I wanted to go one step further. One of the things that I did was created that unsubscribe in a different flow, and we've already talked about it. If we send them to that unsubscribe, and they get that unsubscribe button, even if they don't click the button, they're stopped right there. They're stopped. Nothing else opens because there's no other action to take besides the unsubscribe. So one of the things you can do to help that situation is to actually put just a text message that says scroll up to access the previous message or the previous menu. And that way they know that if they don't do anything and they're stuck there, they can scroll up to actually get to the previous menu and then get started again. So that's a tool. So if you have one of those dead end flows that you know is a dead end flow and they're going to get stuck if you don't do something, you can put that text message in and it will prompt them to scroll up to get back to the menu, and then they can continue on in their flow. Okay? I want to make sure I got that to you because that's a critical thing to put in there if they get stuck.
Well, as for me, I know the difference of a flow. I know the difference of a step. I know how to use them. I know how to combine them. So I'm good. All I have to do is court Facebook a little bit more and get them to approve my page. But
fantabulous. Fantabulous.
Thank you, Shelley, so much. I got it.
You are so welcome. Now, I think that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I think we've gone through the entire process of creating a chatbot. So what we'll do tomorrow is we'll tie up any loose ends that we may have if you have any more questions about chatbots for sure. And then I'll actually talk about some of the other tools that are in Builderall so that you got kind of an overview of some of the other tools. And if you're really nice, I might show you the magazine app. I might. All right, you guys. Do you have any other questions? Tyree, go ahead.
One other thing, it's just asking a question. You probably already answered. Putting together these steps for this chatbots, for me, it's similar to putting in together steps for a marketing plan, then putting it all together on one page of one column. Would that be symbolic of this?
I think so. I think it's really similar to that. I actually equate it to almost like folder structures, like you do folders inside of a computer, right? So you have the folder, then a subfolder, then a subfolder, and then another folder and a subfolder, but then a folder and then a subfolder, subfolder, subfolder. And so you can go backwards and forwards when you go through a certain path. So to me, it's kind of like that. You have to think in terms of one big bucket and then a couple of little buckets. And inside of those buckets, there's buckets. And you're building a path for your user to go through. And, with the folders on the computer, you can go from this folder to this folder. If there's another folder connected, you can go down to that one. If you want to, you can go all the way back to the beginning. You can go to another folder and go follow that path to find the document you're looking for. So, and we've all done that, right? Where did I put that document? And you start jumping into folders and then going backwards, and then going forwards again, and then going backwards. And to me, that's kind of how the chatbot is built too. They can kind of navigate through the chatbot, kind of like going through folders, and then they can go back up and navigate again a different direction, and then back up and navigate again. So that's kind of how I see it, is folders and subfolders. You guys may see it completely different, but that's my way of seeing it. I don't know if that helped anybody, but I hope it did. Shawana, go ahead.
I just have one question. Are we allowed to make training packages and charge for them, or have a membership for training packages? So with the chatbot, I see a lot of people have training packages on the internet. Can we do that for Builderall? Because none of their chatbot instructions for Builderall. Oh,
yes, you should be doing that today. You guys are experts now. Okay. And this is a $2,000 course.
Okay.
Right? Plus, you're bringing them in and exposing them to Builderall chatbot. So now you're going to get them signed up under you.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go make some money. Tyree.
One other thing, you mentioned sign up. Yesterday, we had talked about the steps it takes to get people in, and which I know we do that through that. We can do it through the 7-day boot camp funnel. Now, and then after the end of the 7 days, they can either get an account, or they can go to affiliate and become an affiliate. Now, the question I have on that, as long as they don't, until they get to a point to where they set enough subscriptions, they remain affiliate. with an account to use the tools. They just won't have the all the tools that come with a business account.
If they come in as a free affiliate, they have no access to anything except the funnels to be able to promote Builderall. They have like no access to anything.
Okay.
And then even if they get enough to make up the 140 points, they still do not have access to Builderall except for those funnels to promote it. The only way they're going to get the tools is if they buy the rest of the tools is if they buy an account. $9.90, $29.90, $49.90.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, they get access to the dashboard, but it's only for those funnels to be able to promote Builderall. That's it.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. So they get access to all that dashboard and can't use it. So, yeah. All right. So any other questions, you guys? All right. Tomorrow should be super easy. Thank you very much, Willie, for sharing that information that you shared with everybody. That was fabulous. Claude, I've been watching you do your lives. You're doing a fabulous job. Very well done. And all of you guys will be back tomorrow. We'll jump in and finish up any questions you might have about chatbots. I'll show you some really cool stuff tomorrow, what I'm doing with the chatbot, and then we'll finish up with showing up all the different tools and make sure that you know about some of the other tools that we can use inside of Builderall. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous rest of your Saturday.
Bye, everybody. Bye, thank you. Thank you, Shelly.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Shelly.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Merci.